Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
I
okay, never
got it.
mind.
I
All
got
right,
it.
perfect.
All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome to the Q&A. You guys worked very hard with my great helping hand of giving some people some trees, but nonetheless proud, and we're excited to talk about some of the stuff and questions you guys will have today. And if you ask about release, I will subtract your trees. Cool. So if everyone want to move to the Q&A chat under public chats, it's right under suggestions. I'll talk there. Awesome. Okay. All right. So first of all, we're going to introduce everybody. You guys all met Meg. She's our texture artist and sometimes 3D modeler. And now next up is Dom. You can't work out your mic.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Hello.
All right, Dom, introduce yourself.
I am one of two builders and one of the oldest developers on the team because I've been on the team for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I've been on the team for about start of this year. I'm a programmer and I just program a bunch of different features that are going into BloopVille.
Great. Now, Blasty.
Hey, I'm Blasty. I am in charge of writing all the music for the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, we're just gonna start answering questions. So, start asking questions in Q&A. And then we'll go through real quick. I'll give it a second. Haha. All right, let's start. What are you guys looking out the most for when BloopVille releases? I think upon release, the thing we're going to be paying attention to the most is where players are gravitating towards. So what they enjoy to do the most, and any bug fixes, and just making sure we're focused after that on just providing updates very consistently and frequently. How much will you invest into advertisement? A number. I can't say the number obviously, but we do plan to do quite a bit of marketing. The devs, you can answer this next one. Don't give too much information, or I swear. It's what are you guys excited for the most in the game? Or better yet, with the game when it releases?
I'm excited to see players explore everything that BloopVille has to offer, especially like all the like houses and stuff, and see them decorate them.
Yep. Daniel?
I agree with Dom. There's a lot of stuff that is getting added into BloopVille, and I'm really excited to see what players are going to do with it.
I'm excited to see the UIs. Blasty, go ahead.
I'm excited because these guys, they take a concept, they make it incredible, and then they somehow spin it and make it even more incredible. So everything in the game right now is like stupidly good, and I'm so excited for everyone to see it. I mean, kind of what everyone else is saying.
Yeah, we paid Blasty $100 to say that.
Yep. Paid advertising.
Meg, go ahead.
I'm excited for the pets because I've been working on them for a long time with the rest of the pet team, and they all look super cute and super fun to roleplay with.
Okay. When does the pre-order Blue Plus Game Pass end? I think that'll end as soon as we launch, like right before launch. How many houses are in the game? Dom, do you want to answer that question? Because I don't know the number off the top of my head.
I'll answer in a second.
I'm not sure of the exact number, but for launch at least, I think Dom's gonna figure that out real quick. In the meantime, we'll come back to that. Will there be cute cats? We have a cat. We might add more cats in the future. Are there any long-term goals in game? Do you mean like things you work on work for a long time to earn something? If so, yes. Question: how do you find people who join the team? Were you able to get them all on board on using the team percentage of the game's income, or did you pay most of them upfront? So good question. For the first couple of years in our first generations, we were offering percentages, and then we really didn't have that much money back then. Like a bit before a year ago, a little more than a year ago, we were just paying people what we could. Actually, my co-founder Jeremy, he's not here right now, but he took money out of his own bank, like his own savings, to pay people, and we couldn't really afford to pay them that much, and that kind of brought us a lot of issues, and we couldn't, a lot of people left because of that, and a lot of problems happened because of that. But then we got investors, and then we actually looked for real investors, and we got the game funded, so now everyone's well paid. So yeah. Dom, did you figure out the answer to the other question?
Yeah, there's about 13 right now.
Cool. How many jobs are there of now? How many jobs there are? So I think Daniel can answer that, or there will be. How many?
How many jobs?
Yeah. Don't say what they are.
I'm not even sure how many jobs there are. I think there is.
I think like 8.
Yeah, I think there's like 6 to 8.
Oh, there's more than 6. It's probably 8. I'm pretty sure it would be 8 or 7.
Yeah.
Will BloopVille have collabs with other Roblox games? As of the near future, I don't think so. Will there be leaderboards? Yes. Will it be like Brookhaven? No. No, not really. If you just want to say roleplay in general, there's roleplay, but it's nothing really like Brookhaven. How large do you expect BloopVille to get? Do you see potential to dethrone the likes of Adopt Me and Brookhaven? I wouldn't have dedicated my childhood to this if I didn't think we'd be number 1. What would you guys class BloopVille as a game? Is it like roleplay, adventure, etc., multiple combined, perhaps? I think Dom would like to answer this question.
What was it?
What would you classify BloopVille as game? Like roleplay, adventure, or multiple combined, perhaps?
I would say multiple. Like, there's definitely roleplay in it. And there's action.
Yeah. So, as simple as can be, it's a game with a lot of social interaction. That's the fundamental part of it. And on top of that, because a lot of roleplay games on Roblox, I mean, it's just roleplay. It's all in your head. It's imagination. So what we did is we took the imagination part and then we actually made it into gameplay. So when you, for instance, everyone's seen it, or hopefully you've seen it, the pizza job. Like usually, like in all these other roleplay games, like it's super basic. You just think and imagine. Super boring gameplay. So we decided to actually like put the stuff there for you to actually be like a chef. So, and that goes out through the whole game. Why isn't the community manager here? He's with his nephew. His nephew's at his house. Is the map big or small? I think that's another question for Dom.
There's 2 maps, and I would say they're fairly large.
I think yeah. I mean,
But
it
they're
doesn't
also,
make it
like,
as big. Yeah.
they're very easy to navigate.
And there's a lot of stuff like a lot of stuff that'll make you be able to get around faster. And there's a map, so you could quick travel to pretty much like anywhere in the main map, so you won't need to walk a million miles. It's not as big as Overlook Base. Will there be daily logins? Yes, there will be. Is this your first Roblox game? No. Not technically, no. How has the game? Oh, hi Teo. How has the game changed over time? Oh wow. Since when you've been here, or like in general? Because in general, I mean, mountains have been moved. But from when you've been here, I mean, it's been revamped like quite a bit. It doesn't look anything. If you would have put them side to side, you wouldn't be able to tell it was the same game. But I can't talk too much about what's in it right now. I'm trying to get people on board, and I know a lot of the time paying people is the way to go. But would you need an investor for it? I think I answered that beforehand. We're not really looking for investments anymore. We've already secured that. Thank you, though. How long has the game been developing for? Too long. When did it start? About 4.5 years ago, I think. But a lot of that time was just like there's a lot of gaps in between there. We weren't really fully focused on it. But this version of the game, which is going to come out, everything we've done, it's been about a year around then. Why the style of design for the game? The smooth applies for children. Then high poly Roblox's materials. What will make this game stand out? Being that there's less. Okay, for the first part of your question, like the smooth low poly style appearing more to children. Dom could answer that, but for what Dom you could go off of is like one optimization.
Yeah, it's low poly for optimization and performance, so players can play on as many devices as they want. So like older phones.
Yeah, and not only like, I guess you could say low poly does appeal to children, but I think like any style appeals to children depending on like what your game is. But I mean, we really like it. Like we really like our style. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been doing it. What will make this game stand out, being that there's these huge roleplay games out already? And are you going to keep the same linear concept of roleplay with homes, pets, tree, epidome of the game? If not, what other forms of gameplay do you think players will gravitate towards without shifting the main gameplay aspect of the game drastically? Very well worded question. I can't, like I said, I can't talk too much about what's in the game, but what you mentioned, at least, all of those are pretty different. Like even like the pets, the roleplay, the homes, it's different from our competitors, and then there's just a bunch of other stuff, but I can't talk about that. And as for it being linear, we do plan. We don't want to just keep doing these tiny updates. We really do want to like add some crazy stuff. Hi, Reina. The cats that we're talking about. There's one cat. No more cat info. Do you guys
There's
need
two.
testers? There's two? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're counting it's not like two different models.
I mean,
Oh wait,
technically,
technically. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Halloween one. Oh, there's
Yeah.
two cats. There's also the Halloween cat.
Yeah.
Forgot. Brookhaven isn't close to what potential this game has in store for us. Thank you, Kitten. How did you bring investors to the game? Do you think the investors are mostly okay with working with? I mean, they don't really talk to each other. I can't really tell you who they are, but our community manager played a really big part in getting us in contact with those investors. He actually saved us from we were looking into the abyss, and it wasn't looking good because we didn't have any money. People were leaving because of it. So we just talked with them, the people he introduced us to. We showed them the game. Some points we were making pitch decks. I met with someone at Panera, this guy who was going to invest. That was a rough time, but we managed to pull through. But they really like the game and they really see it has potential. Will Blue Plus have more perks at release? Yes, I think I was talking about that earlier in another call. Will there be VR? No. Is the pizza system the same? No, some aspects you could say, but it's been redone. Are there many vehicular-based mini games? So this is funny. I talked about this in another call earlier. There aren't necessarily mini games anymore. We kind of scrapped the concept of mini games because I feel like when you play a game, you want everything to be in that game and to feel like you're playing the same game. I feel like mini games sometimes feel like an extremity where it's like, oh, it feels like a different game, and they're not that fun. And if you look at any of our competitors who've done mini games, barely anybody plays it. It's not fun. I mean, so all of our stuff, like you could say jobs were the replacement of mini games because jobs are more like in line with role play and social interaction, which is like the fundamental part of the game, and no more cat info. Will future updates be based mainly on community suggestions or mainly dev teams' ideas? Bit of both. We do definitely want to listen to you guys because you guys are the players. So you guys will be playing the game. So I think it's important to take into consideration about we don't ever want to have a disconnect between the community and the team. I think that's where a lot of people fail. They don't listen to their community. Does BloopVille include all the modern features which your competitors? Yeah, all the big ones, yeah, and more. Will BloopVille come around 2022? I'm going to subtract a tree from you. 1 second, I need to remove the tree from him. I don't even know how to do the command. Never mind, I'll do it later. Where are the other questions? Will there be a car racer job? No, not much. Don't think it'll look there. Are there any more questions? Oh, there's the first version of BloopVille. That was the original 4 years ago. BloopVille. Look how beautiful that is. Game passes won't be too expensive. They'll be pretty affordable. Some might be more. Oh, I heart you too. Will you keep the event team doing seasonal events like during release or not? Yeah, of course. We actually want to do a lot more with the Discord in the future. So yeah, there's definitely that, and I think we might actually connect it to the game so you can vice versa. Animations and dances, yes. Is there going to be a mobile garage? Can't answer that. Maybe in an update, near future update when after the game comes out, depending on what we're doing. Is there any game link? Yeah, so if you go search in groups on Roblox, you just search BloopVille. You could just do that, or you could go to the www.bloopville.com, click play, and it'll bring you to the game page. Add me, no. What is the best way to build up hype? I think, what do you mean like that? Okay, so for building up hype, we have a new trailer coming out, and it's insane. So we're doing a lot with marketing that. We're gonna have paid promotion on that, so it's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna, it might just show up on our competitors' YouTube creators' channels when you watch them, so you see our game. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everything. It's just a little bit of guerrilla marketing. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So, do you plan to add substantial features to pets that only cost Robux? Actually, that's a good question. So here's the thing. Anybody can actually earn their pet's mounting. Like in Adopt Me, you have to pay to fly your pet or ride it or whatever. You can do that in here, but you can also earn it just by playing a certain part of the game. So both. So grinders can grind, and people who want it instantly can just buy it. Will RPG still be a thing? No, not any time in the near future. Maybe far, far future, far from now. But that is not something we're focusing on. But we do have something that's action based in the game, which I actually think is more fun. Question for Blasty. Woo! What was your favorite public BloopVille music?
That's a tough question. Of ones that are released, probably. I'm looking at my list right now. It's been so long. Probably Time's Ticking. That was for the
Ah,
am I allowed to say that?
just
One of
about
the old
it.
minigames. But yeah, I think that's my favorite. It was one of those tracks that I wrote. It was like 2 a.m. I sat down and it was just a fresh idea, and I had a lot of fun, and the build was awesome, so I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think it came out pretty cool.
I think the most iconic is the theme. That's the iconic one. That's my favorite one. Pizza one's really good. That one's good too. Okay. Other than trying to make a hit game, what was the main inspiration for hopping into a demanding project like this? I understand you need a ton of investment for the game, but if there was an alternative and the game weren't to side with you in the long run, where do you see yourself? On the news for not very good reason. But you know, and initially 4 years ago, I mean, the way the idea started was from the name. Me and Jeremy were texting each other back and forth. We were really stupid, and we just kept saying names for a future game we wanted to make. We didn't even think of like a concept of the game. We just thought of names. And I was like BloopVille, and like some other like Boom City, and then Bloop or something else. And then all of a sudden I said BloopVille, and then we were like, oh, we kind of like that. And then we formed an idea out of the name, which is very backwards in the gaming industry. But it initially wasn't demanding. I mean, it was just me, Jeremy, another builder, and like a programmer. We went through a bunch of people, and it was just a passion project. And then once we realized, like, when we got older, we were like, okay, this really does have potential, and we still haven't released it because we still haven't met the vision of the game. That's when we started taking things a bit more seriously. We got smarter, and we started working harder. So that's why I got a lot more demanding. And but I wouldn't change a thing. I don't. I'm not mad at the fact that we haven't released, because like the game that we have now, like this is it. Like this is the right one. This is the one that meets the vision. So I wouldn't change a thing. Ask Flamingo for another shout out. I didn't ask him. He started trolling me in a game I wasn't asked for. Will Blue Plus have a special Discord chat? Yeah, that's been mentioned a couple times. I'll talk to future. By the way, guys, start asking some questions for the developers. Remember, Dom is a builder, Daniel is a programmer, Blasty is the music composer, and then Cairo is a 3D modeler and texture artist. Start asking questions about them as well. Will the vehicle be Xmas related? Yeah, it's going to have some Xmas features. I was going to have our modeler do something for that. What was the original game name? Oh, it's always been BloopVille. Just when we were pitching names, there was a lot of different names, but it's always been BloopVille ever since we started. What will the player limit be for each server? And is there going to be a feature where you can teleport to your... Okay. Yeah, so we do have... I can talk about this, I think. I don't think it's a problem. We have families, so you can teleport to anybody in your family, like whenever, and like teleport right to where they are. The player limit of the server, we're trying to push for like 50 to 60, but we still need to stress test that. So I'm not 100% sure, but that is the goal, and we're gonna do our best to do that. So yeah, you could teleport to your friend's servers. There's actually a lot of ways to do that, or a couple, through some UIs. Another question for Blasty: will there be another BloopVille track, or no?
Yes. There will be.
Great.
I'm still working on tracks here and there. So yeah.
How many cars are there? There's quite a bit. Double digits. I don't know the answer specifically. Question for all the builders: how long did it take to make the whole map? Dom, go ahead.
Okay. One of them, the neighborhood, actually did not take that long. It was probably about a week, or a little more than that. And the other one, how long would you say it took Catter for the?
It's not even done yet, technically. It's still being like polished.
Well,
So,
the majority of it took like what, a month and a half.
yeah, I mean, he finished like the majority of it in like a month, if not less. Honestly, I think like 2 weeks. But yeah. Will there be a pet contest? No, that's a cool idea though. That could be a Discord thing. Things we've been doing for you. My favorite song is Dimitri's Pizza. Oh, thank you. Simp. There's a simp in the chat. What's the biggest challenge working on the game, Daniel? Ooh, programmer to programmer. I like it.
Oh, okay. Well, first off, I'd probably say the most difficult thing for me was probably getting kind of introduced into the team environment because I'm really like used to just working solo, and getting into the team environment I think was a really big pace pace change. And now that I'm kind of used to it, I think it's actually like I wouldn't go back, honestly. Like if I were to start a project now, I'd probably want to work with someone else. But other than that, I think also getting used to like all the different programmers' workflow and trying to match mine to that one, I think that's probably the biggest challenge for me so far.
Well, Daniel's done well. He's my favorite programmer, probably. Let's see. Will there be roles and families? Yeah, there's actually quite a bit. There's like, because a lot of the other games, like, there's only a couple roles. This one, there's like 10, 11, 12 maybe. Daniel, how many are there? Do you remember?
How many what?
Roles in the families?
I think there are approximately, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like 12.
Yeah, something like that. Question for Blasty. What software do you use to make your music? If you use FL Studio, do you feel FL Studio is a lot easier to understand the mass samples and different effects to music, like gross beat?
So I use Logic Pro. I don't have a lot of experience with FL Studio, but the reason I got Logic Pro is because you can get a lot more samples for a lower price. And me, like, I've been an Apple user all my life. Like, I've always had a MacBook, so I've always kind of understood the style of Apple, so that helped me a lot. But FL's great. All softwares are great. FL provides a lot that Logic doesn't provide, and vice versa. So, any software anyone goes with, uh, they're all great.
Mm-hmm. What inspired / made you guys decide to build the game on Roblox Studio instead of using other game engines rather than Unity and Unreal Engine? Well, back in the days, I don't even know if I really knew what those studios were. I mean, I grew up just playing Roblox, and that's what I knew. So, and it was just easier because I mean, Unity and Unreal to a kid, it's not as easy to do, and the competition. I mean, looking back at it now, I mean, the competition would have been insane. Uh, you have to learn all these new things, and I think Roblox's community. I think Roblox is just actually a better platform for like developers like that aren't like big companies. I think there's a lot of things you can do in Unity and Unreal Engine, which is like crazy, but I do like the way that Roblox's studio is and how the community interacts with these games, and I think it's a great platform. Honestly, I think it has its flaws, many flaws, but it's a good platform. Well, Blue Plusers have I like the lingo you're creating. Have a chance to play with the developers when the game is out. I think before we release, I think we're gonna do a lot of things like with the community. Like we will. I think we wanted to just open up like a place with one of the houses that we opened up not too long ago, and they're just turn on voice chat, and we could all like chat in there, hang out sometimes. But once the game comes out, we're gonna be very busy. When will you release the big leak and the trailer teaser? This is so my fault for letting you guys get to the trailer teaser because I got a little too excited earlier today. I started like doing these bets with people, and I would tell them if they bet all their money on like roulette, then and they win, they get to keep it. I'll give them even extra money, like 100,000, something like that. But if they lose everything. So a lot of people made a lot of money. So, oops. But I plan to release the big leak tomorrow, hopefully. We just want to make sure it's really good and well done. And then the trailer teaser probably the next day after that. So, do you guys plan on having events outside of seasonal events? Yeah, there's quite a bit of things we want to do. We want to do some really cool live events in the future, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we could use. Sorry for interrupting you. There's a lot of things that we could utilize, and a lot of things in and outside of Roblox. Sorry for the noises in the background. I'm currently sitting
Noise
outside.
suppression. Put on noise suppression.
I don't have noise suppression on my phone. I don't know
You
how to
can
turn it
put it
on.
on Discord.
Okay, let me check. Give me a sec.
It's the little audio thing with the slash through it. Well.
Anyways.
So, will you remake BloopVille on a different? No, of course not. Maybe in the future we might connect BloopVille to something though. Can't talk too much about that. That's way in the future though. How far does future far predict the future to be far? That grammatically does not make sense. Want to be friends on Roblox? We can be friends on Roblox, but I will not friend request you. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Oh yeah. Do you plan to be interacting with the community extremely frequently through tweets, if you manage that, and passing key suggestions to the developers? Yeah. Once we start talking more with you guys about like new things in the game, or you guys have more suggestions, I will look at that. I think we've looked at a couple of suggestions that are going to be in the game in the past, but for me, it's hard to do everything I do and be frequently interacting with the community, like really frequently doing that. So that's why there's Future and like all of our great moderators, event team. So, but on the Twitter currently, I do pretty much manage that. I am the one responding to everyone. So I'd try my best whenever we tweet to like at least comment on everybody's tweet. Question for the builders. Oh, hello, Nathan. Question for the builders. In total, how many times has BloopVille's level designs? What do you mean level designs? Been revised, and which variation was the most overwhelming to complete? Oh, maps. Okay. Dom, you can answer that.
Since I've been on the team, I'd say 3 times, right?
When did you join? How many years ago? It was like,
I think over 2.
so maybe 4 times, because there was the one when God and Jofu were here. There was that one. Then it was the grassy one, right? Before that,
Yeah.
and that's when you came.
Yeah.
But we even revised that a bit, so I guess you could count that as another one. I guess 3 or 4 then, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so 3 or 4. But in total, I don't know. A lot. But now it's like god tier level, so we're happy. Will people that find major game breaking bugs get a special pet for a reward? So that's something I really love. Like not just major game breaking bugs, but like people who exploit and like cybersecurity stuff. Because I used to do that when I was younger, and what companies would do is they'd offer like money prizes for it. Roblox is cheap, so they'll just give you like a hat, which they don't do anymore. But in the future, like if we have the funds to just unnecessarily spend, then I will definitely probably create a program for stuff like that, and they could get rewarded depending on how much, like actual money, like they'd get paid. Other turn signals, no, it's a good idea though. Okay, we're gonna go on for about 4 more minutes. So, any last questions? No. Question for the modelers. Average time that it takes to model a pet. Examples can be a Halloween cat. Well, Meg doesn't. You can answer it. I mean, you don't necessarily make the model of the pet, but you can talk about the texture.
I can give a ballpark. The pets go through a process of sculpting and then retopology. The sculpting can probably take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, and then it needs to be optimized down to a point that's playable for multiple devices. So that usually takes 1 to 2 hours, and then the texturing process can take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. So I guess 5 to 8 hours, maybe.
Mhm.
I mean, that's also with a couple different people. So
With our team, a couple days, but technically
yeah,
5 to 8 hours.
yeah. The
Um,
time like it takes for like everyone to coordinate with time zones and stuff, passing the pets in between each other, it does take a little
mhm,
bit longer.
yeah. Will homes be fully customizable? I think you might be talking more like it's that one game, Bloxburg, where you actually build a house. It's not like that. But you have your house interior, your layout. You can change anything inside your house. You can change like the walls, add anything you want. So it's pretty customizable. And maybe on launch, not 100% sure. If we have time, we'll do it, but it's definitely going to happen sometime. You'll be able to design the front yard of your house too, and like change the whole front yard area. So you will be able to do that. When's the trailer being teased? I think I'm going to do that 2 to 3 days, probably 2 days. It'll be a very small teaser. What do you think of the community? Oh, where do I start? Dead. I'm kidding. It's gotten a lot more lively. No, I think like a lot of you guys have been here for such a long time, and like I'm forever grateful for that because you haven't even played the game, so like you must really like it, which means a lot to everybody on the team. Um, Outside of this team being strictly for the game's development, how close is the team? Oh, that's a good question. That's funny. So I've met Jeremy. He's flown down here a couple times, so I've seen him quite a bit. I mean, we're super close friends. We're like brothers essentially. Like we've known each other since we were kids. We started BloopVille together, started game developing together, so all that. And then there's Dom. He's another close friend, very good friend. I met him and our programmer Max. They came down here. We got an Airbnb and we stayed there for a bit. It was a lot of fun. So I think we're all pretty close though. I'd say we're all friends. Like some more than
Apart from me.
friends. Huh? And future man, I think a lot of the people right now that are here wouldn't be here without him. And like he's done mountains somehow. But yeah, but I'd say we're all pretty close friends. Like I think we'll just get closer as time passes. So, do you plan to add variations to pets? Oh, I can't talk about that. But I could say sure. How much would the houses be? Oh, right now it'd be irrelevant because you'd have to play the game and know the economy first. Will houses be on the map? It's in a separate neighborhood, so it'll actually teleport you to a different game where there's more players, where it's just the neighborhood, and yeah, so you'll be able to do that. For example, if we were to add a toaster, even a mixer for a drink, yes, a lot of stuff will be interactable. Will you start marketing the game from release? There are aspects that are unfinished. Um, what do you mean? I'm kind of confused. Marketing the game from release if there's aspects that are unfinished. We're gonna advertise prior to release, but I think our advertisements are only gonna get crazier. I think we're gonna be probably the most well marketed game on the platform and the most heavy marketed, like as time comes in the future, because we do plan to do some big updates. Do you think friendship and work is a good mix? Great question. It works out in some cases, but eventually, from my experience, usually leads to catastrophes. So there's a very big difference, and it depends. If your coworkers, being friends is a normal thing. I think everybody should be friends, and I think there should be some level of friendship throughout the team. Um, but if you are friends before you do something and then you go into creating a project, it's not like you built that friendship off of being good teammates. So if you're friends beforehand and then you go into a project, that could be catastrophic. And sometimes when you're too friendly, uh, there's like you lose a lot of respect in your position, and your friend might not treat you the same way that he treat a coworker or a boss, and that happens. So friendship could be good and bad because you could get a lot of loyalty out of it, but it's all centered around like a passion for what we do, so we all relate on that aspect. So I mean, we all get along. We know our goal. We're all working towards the same goal, so there's no reason for us to like get on each other about it. Let's see. Do you expect greater than 100K concurrent? Yeah, for sure. Maybe not right on launch, but in the future, for sure. I expect a lot more than that. I think we're going to absolutely change the standard. Are there premium houses that are a limited number per server require Game Pass? Dom, you can answer that.
Wait, what was the question?
Are there premium houses that there are a limited number of per server, require a Game Pass, etc.?
So,
You just talk about where the premium houses are.
okay. So the premium houses are in the main map. But okay, so in most of our competitors, some of them have premium houses, right? But they usually just like spread them randomly and in places that nobody really cares about. And in BloopVille, there's a dedicated spot for them, which makes them stand out. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's very
There's a
unique.
limited amount. There's a limited amount. So if you join a server and they're all taken, you can't. Even if you have the Game Pass, you can't put your house there. But as soon as they leave, you can. Will Bloopville have new game icons? We just had a new game icon. Maybe, I don't know. I like our icon right now that I had commissioned, but maybe if I think a new one could do better, then maybe. But let's see. Who's my favorite Roblox YouTuber? Don't have one. Oh, so do you expect to get millions and live in one of those houses that Surfer goes on about? No, I actually, I used to think like big houses were super cool, but what's the point of being rich if you live in alone? Or better yet, I just don't know what I'd use that space for. There's too much cleaning, and I don't know, big house is kind of scary. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just want a nice house that feels like home, and yeah, nice pool as well. That'd be nice. Gotta get a Tesla. Teslas are cool, but every Roblox developer has one. So Audi R8 it is. Can you live with me? If you become a Sky Brethren without your Christmas roll. This is required for every developer. They get a Tesla, I got a cottage. What advantages do Blue Plus people get that others won't have, who don't have get it? You can see some of them on the Game Pass page. But yes. Will there be R8? What? Oh, the R8? Oh, I read that so wrong. Yeah, actually. That's funny that you asked. There is an R8. Can I move into this imaginary house you speak of? You're gonna have to ask my girlfriend if she's living with me. So you'll have to ask her. I'll send you to Jeremy though. You can live with Jeremy
I think
and
Jeremy
his
would love
girlfriend. Jeremy would, or you could live with Dom.
that. No.
I think Dom would love that. I think Dom would actually love that.
I am a Sky Brethren. Oh
I
yes,
live
you
under
are.
a bridge underneath the highway, so
I need to make you a Sky Brethren. Okay. No, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I want a cool house. Just maybe not in Florida. Kind of fed up with Florida. Dom and Jeremy were potentially going to move in together. But I don't know if that's a great idea. I'll be telling Jeremy to just like nag you every day.
Oh my god. Stand behind me while I'm working.
Dude. Oh no, that's Nathan. What aspect of the game are you most looking forward to? I think there's just so many things to look forward to. I'm just really interested to see how the community reacts to some of the ideas that we have, to really tell if we were on the right track with thinking from the minds of the player, or if we have to get better at it. That'll be the tell sign. If they play something that we thought they would really love, it tell us if it was just us that would like it or the player would like it. So that's something I'm really excited to see. Is the Sky Brethren role good or bad? Well, Brethren is just a group that people belong to. So the Sky's Brethren is a very prestigious group of people. So if you're in the Sky's Brethren, good job. With a limited time, go ahead, Future.
Sorry for cutting you off, but I kind of edited what the Sky Brethren would be. Well, I'm sure you would agree with it, but I made it so that basically Sky Brethren would be like, as you said, a prestigious amount of people, but it'd be to the point where these people would be basically the most active of the server. They'd be bringing back activity to the server and they'd be influencing it. It'd be some way of a moderator, but without administrator permissions and without permissions. They'd be basically the community faces. Like those people, we could like ping them, and then they'd be reaching those goals, like 600,000 overall messages.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Stitched, one of the items will be tradable. Like for instance, even the cat and the car, those are exclusive, but they're tradable. I wouldn't trade them if I were you. Is there an avatar changer? Yes, that's Daniel. Daniel did that, and we're gonna have to do it again. Yes, there is an
My
avatar
bad.
changer. It's not Daniel's fault. It's just Roblox didn't come out with their thing. How many well, partly Daniel's fault. How many visits do you expect BloopVille to have after the first day release? Don't know. I think BloopVille's game already has like over 100,000 visits, which is really funny. Not even out yet. Raina is in here. Yes, she is. Either fortunately or unfortunately.
Hi, Raina.
Here, I'm gonna bring her up. Is
Yes,
she in the
bring her
call?
up. Yeah, she's here.
How do I invite her to the stage? Raina, raise your hand. Click the raise your hand. Invite to speak.
Raina is the queen. She's
She
Dimitri's
joined?
girlfriend.
She's the Queen Dimitri.
Oh, don't out her like that.
What do you mean?
Raina, can you speak? Are you there? Is her mic working? She might be connecting her mic, so we'll give her a couple of seconds. No, she's definitely not my girlfriend. Can you give us one leak that you haven't announced yet? A leak that I haven't announced yet. I don't know. Soon, like in a day or two. Why do Dom and Kyra always flirt? Who knows? Who knows why? I know why.
Our relationship is pretty public.
They're dating.
Yeah.
Fortunately, yeah.
I don't know who she is. She just like
I picked him up out of a cardboard box on the side of the road.
Gee, I wonder. Anyone who knows the background of
Who's
this?
that? How did they join the stage? Who is that?
It's now.
I think someone misclicked inviting Raina.
Wait, did someone? All right, you have to get off the stage. How do I get them off? All right, Raina, is your mic working? What is wrong with your mic, dude?
Question for Dimitri's girlfriend. Does Dimitri spend more time on you or BloopVille?
Uh-oh.
You be careful now, Reina.
He's a simp.
Oh, she's
No,
protecting him.
obviously BloopVille. No, we both are pretty busy people, so we spend time doing our thing. Does Dimitri smell? Of course I smell. I smell great. No, I know she's not talking. She says I smell great every time she sees me. And Dom, Jeremy, and I are the best smelling people you ever meet because we have an obsession with fragrances. A very unhealthy, expensive passion, we'll say. Reina smells bad though. No cap. Will BloopVille take over Roblox? Yeah. Can we have a live meet and greet where we smell you? Sure. In the future, maybe.
Guys, I think it's getting off topic. Can we steer ourselves back a bit more towards the game, as we do have
Lame,
limited time?
lame, lame. Everyone, future's a buzzkill. What a big buzzkill.
Fun fact: Future can beat Mike Tyson in a fight.
I can attest. I watched it happen.
Who? Oh yeah, future. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
beat Mike Tyson.
I know, right? I'm so strong.
Wow. I don't know why I have this in my account. Well, anyways, is it true that Roblox developers don't shower? Yeah, just Dom and Meg and Daniel.
Hey.
He showers.
Don't put me in the same boat as him.
Future
He stinks.
doesn't shower. Future showers in battery acid because he's Russian, as he'll tell you, or vodka occasionally. Can you customize your avatar? Yeah. Can you go on stage? No. What if it's a flop? I highly doubt it will be a flop. It would be extremely difficult to make the game flop. I think it's actually harder to make it flop than it is to make it successful at this point. But if you want to look
Yeah.
at an example of flopping, just Google Overlook Bay. How many pairs of socks does the dev team have? Dom doesn't have any. Did he say for my recent question? Yeah. We make it everyone loose their data like Overlook Bay. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we?
Can I answer the question for will the game flop? Okay, so I wanted to add on, like Dimitri said, it's kind of going to be hard to make it flop at this point because the amount of people we have backing up the game, the amount of people we have putting time, money, and effort into the game is just amusing. Personally, from my experience, and I'll say this once, I know a lot of people on Roblox. A lot of them are famous. A lot of them are not famous. I've never seen such a game which has that many people behind it, as well as it looks so luxurious and so gorgeous. I've never seen a game like that before. And just having this, our team has good marketing strategies. We have good potential, and we have the necessary things to actually get the game out. We have all the requirements needed, and we have all the resources. So I just don't see the game flopping in the future.
Great answer, Future. That's why we love Future. Yes, Future he's so professional. Until you get in an argument with him about whether or not he could beat Mike Tyson in a fight.
True.
Or if you've ever seen him talk to Steam Driven, our other modeler, that is the side of this. We should just
They're
have
best friends. They're basically brothers.
that should be a milestone. The debate between Future and Steve, and they come on the stage and they just debate about a topic. I think that'd be gold.
Yeah, we could bring in one extra person. Steam will bring in Dom. I'll bring in Nathan.
Yes, we could place bets on them. who wins the argument, and then we can have a vote at the end. That'd be brilliant. Okay. All right. I think we are done. We're done. That's it. Over. Finito. Quesadilla. All right. Thank you guys for coming. Good job. Do you get a tree reward for attending? No, why? Why am I gonna gift you after you've already achieved this from my gifts earlier? Because of my gifts earlier. So actually, no, that's not true. You guys did this on your own, the Q&A. Future, you can do that because that'll take forever for me to do. So if you want to gift them 100 trees each, go ahead. All right. All right. Love hearing how the game gets evolved. And let's stay the same future team. Yes. All right. Thank you, Jed. See ya. All right, everybody. Developers, we can move to. I'm a Horja. You spelled my name wrong. Cold. All right, bet.